This is what happens when you ride in the rain. Hi everyone, I'm Rajiv. Welcome back. And the rains have finally hit us. And what that means for all of us riders is low visibility due to our helmet visors fogging up. No matter what helmet you wear, no matter what bike you ride, all of us have experienced this in the rains, right? So that's where Pinlock visors come in. So I'm going to get right into it and show you what the Pinlock visor is and how you're going to install it on your helmet. All right, now coming to the visor, before you purchase your Pinlock insert, ensure that your helmet's visor is Pinlock ready. What does that mean? You see these two things over here on both sides. That's where your insert slides on the inner part of the visor. So most manufacturers usually give this to you ready along with the helmet when you purchase it. There are some which don't, and you may have to buy a separate visor which can accommodate a Pinlock insert. So mine came with the visor. I was also lucky enough to get my insert. Now, this is a 120 XLT Pinlock insert. This is pretty expensive. It's approximately 4,000 bucks just for this. But I was lucky enough to get it free with the helmet, right? So this is specific to my Aero Commander 2. So just ensure that you check the model number of your helmet and the insert that you're buying, and ensure that it is specific for your helmet. Otherwise, you're going to waste your money and it's not going to fit, right? So what does this do? It has, to begin with, it has a silicone bead right across on the border of this, and this basically forms an insulated air pocket between the insert and the visor, right? So that gives a separation of that basically separates the temperature outside the helmet and inside the helmet, and when you breathe, that prevents your helmet from fogging up. So that's very basic physics, and that's what this is, right? So let's remove the visor. We'll clean it up and I'll show you how to install it in your helmet. All right, so let's start removing the visor. For my helmet, I need to use the Allen key. For other helmets, depending on the model, there's some buttons, slip on, slip off, depending on how the manufacturers made it. So let's get right into it and start removing this. All right, so we've got the visor off finally, and without the Pinlock insert, this is what happens when you ride in the rain. Right, you saw the fog. So let's install the Pinlock and see how it fares. All right, so while installing the Pinlock, ensure that the silicone bead goes in facing the visor. I usually like to remove the ends of the covering so that it's easier to take off once you install the visor. It is slightly tricky. Okay, you may need to bend the visor a bit. It's not going to break. Don't worry about that. Okay, so let's first get one end inside. All right, and that's about it. So that's how it looks. It has a complete seal along all sides. So let's take out the covering. That's like buying a new cell phone. That's what it looks like. All right, moment of truth. We've installed the Pinlock insert on the visor. So let's do the test. Nothing. So that's what it does. Again, ensure when you're ordering your Pinlock insert, do check the model number of your helmet, the model number of the insert, and only then order. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. All right, we've installed the visor on the helmet. Let's try it on. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Ride hard, ride safe, but don't be a squid. There's someone waiting for you at home. Signing off.